Hey, this is Zach from W Freelancing. Today I want to talk about how you can use lead flow thresholds to raise your rates systematically. So I've got a post here from the DYF Accelerator community from Maia, whom you will recognize if you've watched our scaffolding video. If you haven't watched it, I'll put a link. Gosh, where would it be? Up here. It'll be here. I'll put the link up there. I'll try to anyway. So with Maia, as you know from the scaffolding video, basically her current priority has been lead generation. And she has one good source of leads, and she's having trouble because that source of leads tends to be lower paying. And so she's wanting to establish herself with better lead sources that would use her more top tier packages. But she's actually, with the lead gen efforts she's been putting into these like potentially lower quality leads, she's been getting some really good results. So the premise of this video, these lead flow thresholds, what I'm going to be telling Maia, which I'm telling her now because Maia, I'm sending this to you, is that while I think it is smart to be doing this other marketing stuff that we're talking about to get in front of higher quality leads, the fact that you're now getting booked out and have a waiting list, to me, is the perfect time to start raising rates. So I am personally a proponent of not booking yourself out too far. Maia already knows this, but you, the viewer, might not. I think it's best to maybe book yourself out a month or two, but once you get into the 3-month territory, I have done this before, and I had a 3-month queue and projects started to balloon. So that 3-month queue became like a 5-month queue. And it was just, I felt like I was trying to work out from some pile of unconquerable work. And I like wanted to go on vacation, but I couldn't. I wanted to work on other stuff, but I couldn't. So I think 1 month as a minimum booking out is like really solid. And then 2 months out is pretty good, but I'd say that's a good cap. And the reason I'm talking about being booked out is because as a freelancer or an agency owner, your negotiating power comes from your willingness and ability to walk away from a potential project. When we don't have enough leads, we don't have enough clients, we feel scared. I still do. You know, like even if I have a bunch of money in savings, I still feel scared when I don't have a project on the horizon. And when people feel scared, they make compromises that they shouldn't because they just want to secure the lead. So let's say that you get to the point where you have a 1-month queue or a 2-month queue, or you have a waiting list, or you have something to give you a little bit of security. That's where I think it's really, really smart to start raising your rates. In Maia's case, I know what she's charging, and I know that she's undercharging. So my thought for you, Maia, is that while I do think it's smart and good that you are investing into other lead sources, now that you have this queue building, I would say for any new leads you get, try just, I don't know, 25, 30, 50, maybe even 100% price raise. I used to do a service called Online in a Day, where I would basically work a really intense 16-hour day and turn a website around for a client in a day. It wasn't the best site in the world, but it was very good. But most importantly, it was very quickly done. And I did this process with John Lee Dumas from Entrepreneur on Fire. And after I had done the process, he was like, Zach, you need to be charging more for this. Don't charge me more for this, but you need to be charging more for this in general. When I first did this, I was working my day job, and I think my first Online in a Day style thing was like $1,000 for one day. And then when I quit the day job and I had more leads coming in, I think it was $1,500. And I think when I did John's, it was either $1,500 or $2,500 or something. But then since then, like if I were to do that now, I would charge a lot more, and I just straight up wouldn't do it now. I'm old and tired. I wouldn't want to do that. But in any case, the point I'm making here is that value-based pricing and other things we teach in W Freelancing Rate are one really good way to raise rates. Getting close to the money, one really good way to raise rates. But another good way to raise rates is just standard old supply and demand. So if you can get your lead flow high enough that there are more leads coming in than you could work with, you don't have to have your first step be like add friction, which we have another video about that'll go up here. One step that you could do is just raise your minimum rates, and you could even publicize what your minimums start at, and that is a way of adding a little bit of friction without asking for like questionnaires or whatever. And a lot of the time, our rates are a reflection of our own confidence in ourselves. And I find the easiest way to feel more confident is to go through the process of creating a case study for a past client who you've really knocked it out of the park for, which, fun fact, we have a case studies course at DYF that I'm finishing up right now. You can get in on it in the DYF Accelerator. And if you go through this process of creating a case study for a client and you see how your work has like really affected their business, and you really just look at the numbers and you say, oh my gosh, they paid me $500 for this and I've given them thousands of dollars for value or of value, sorry, or whatever the ratio is for you. Like these are the kinds of things that, at least for me, make it a little bit easier to force myself out of my comfort zone and try raising my rates. But to circle it all back, if you try to raise your rates when you don't have many leads coming in, it's scary because the fear is always, okay, what if I put my rate too high and this person doesn't close? So to me, thresholds are the way to go. And if you look at your conversion rates right now and your lead flow right now, and you ask yourself, for the amount of clients I want a month at the rates I'm currently charging, what's my conversion rate? And thus, how many leads do I need coming in? So let's say that you're charging $500 for a typical client right now, and you're converting 50% of your leads that come in into clients, and you want to make $2,000 a month. So you would need to get 4 clients, and thus you need 8 leads. So if you are able to do whatever lead gen strategies are available to you that are working, and you can get that 8 leads up to say 10 or 12 or 15, suddenly you have a lot more margin for error, or a lot more margin for not converting rather, that you could, instead of charging $500, you could start charging $750 as an experiment. And the cool thing is that when you are charging $750, you don't need 4 clients anymore. You only need 3. 3 clients at $750 gets you over your $2,000 goal. So if you have 15 leads coming in and you only need to convert 3 of them, you can take a gigantic hit on your conversion rate. And between you and I think, at least in Maia's case, I think Maia could stand to do a 50% increase like that and probably wouldn't even have her conversion rate affected much. A lot of the conversion rate comes down to your own confidence. And as I say, at least for me, confidence comes down to case studies and like really knowing that I am providing a super valuable service for my clients, such that I can't even doubt myself because it's just clear and in the numbers. So it's been a little bit rambly, but hopefully you got some good ideas from this. And if you want to join the DYF Accelerator community, you can do that at dyf.link/DYFA. You'll get answers like this, you'll get one-on-one coaching calls, and you'll get weekly accountability calls. And if you want to join DYF University, which is like our Netflix for unlimited courses, you can do that at dyf.link/university. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.